All right, welcome back. So, I am moved on from the F-22. The F-22 is kind of at a stage where it is good until I kind of get around to doing the CG and putting the batteries in and things like that. So, like I mentioned, I'm moving on to the Viperjet and the Su-27. So the Viperjet is about probably 50-ish, 60% complete. I've already done all the excuse me, I've already done all the servos, kind of started the tank mounting setup, which is kind of what I'm working on right now. I had to patch the tank. They drilled a hole in it for the clunk line on the wrong side. So I'd put a patch on it and then re-drilled the clunk on the other side, which is kind of what you're seeing right there. It was on this side. And I had an aluminum piece that I put on with some high saw, and I got to think about it. That's usually not the best way to do it. So I went back, and that's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm putting a piece of Kevlar over it with some resin, and it'll be good to go after that. Even though it's got that other patch underneath there, it'll be fine. So the videos on the servo install and things like that for the big Viperjet, it's a Skymaster half scale is what it says, like 1/2.5 scale. It's pretty big. And all those videos for the servos and stuff, you'll just have to kind of look back to like last year, because I started this last winter, I think, and I kind of stopped when it got close to summer because it started getting too hot in here. I didn't have the inside finished at all. So put it on hold until basically now, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm picking it up to kind of get rolling on it. Like, this is the midsection here, just it's about the size of this table. It's a 62-inch table, and it's super light. I mean, this thing weighs nothing. It's crazy light when these big models. And then the nose here. And then the tail, it's like a 3-piece fuselage. The tail is kind of back over here, right there, and then there's the canopy. So it's a 3-part thing, and then the wing, midsection, the wing is a 3-part thing. And that's kind of why I like this one, because I can leave that midsection on the wing, and it has all the tires in it. And then you just take the outer part of the wings off. So my last one, the wings had the landing gear in them, so you would have to, it's kind of a pain, if you forget to put the gear down before you took the wings off, trying to get it packed up. You'd have to do all this stuff to release the, let me tie this up just a little bit here. Release the landing gear, because they're air on my last one. So this one I liked. I can just roll it up in the trailer and set it, squat it, and put it on the floor. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm going to get to the SU today a little bit later. I haven't started it at all. So I got to get myself organized for that. And I'm just kind of getting this re-pulled back out and getting organized where I left off. So I had some other resin, this older Easy Lamb stuff. It's actually it was really good stuff when I bought it back in the day. And I mixed some up to kind of see if it would make sure it will harden. And then I'll start using that. It's much better than this Z-epoxy stuff, but Z-epoxy works fine. It's just a legit resin. And yeah, it's about a 60-minute layup kind of deal. Got a little bit longer than the Z-epoxy. And then I already mixed up the Z-epoxy. I had a video, the wife walked in and kind of ruined it. So I guess I should not really worry about that and just keep filming when somebody walks in. But I measured it out, it's a 1-to-1, and mixed it up, and I kind of got it already on here, laying up. I got to put the pill ply on it, which is kind of where we're at here right now. And I'm using a glossy, kind of instead of the textured pill ply. With this, like I said, this ain't, it's not pro work here. This is just, doing what it needs to do. Hello, sorry. Gotta get this. I wish I had some, I've seen people use them. They're like, like exercise things, but they're like little bean bags with weight in them. Move this over just a hair. So look at that, I'm still getting resin out of here. This is where I need to use the absorbent material. I actually have some, but I don't use it for some reason. I don't know why. So, you know, if you don't scrape the excess resin off, it's just extra weight for nothing. Doesn't really do anything for you, which I've already done, so it's not too bad, I guess. But yeah, if I had some of their those little exercise ball things, it'd be nice because you can just lay the weight on there. It kind of helps keep it down. I should shift it even more. I guess I didn't cut it that big enough. There we go. Yeah, get the air bubbles out and just make it look, this is on the back side of the tank, so you're really not going to see it. Alright. And I don't really have anything to put on it. Yeah, that's where some weight would be nice, like a little weight bag. But I'm going to set that aside and let it set up for a while. Yeah, I get you this here. Kind of go back over here. The I had to replace the air cylinders on the gear doors. So I put, you can kind of see them there, the JMP, or not JMP, the Ultra Precision UP air cylinders. The one I have is a little bit longer, or not as long. So when the gear goes full up, you can see it's not completely seated, but that's okay. But when it's down, it's perfectly seated. So, and then the brake is actually, I thought it was that brake that was leaking, but it's actually this brake. And what happened is it's hard to see here, but there is a kind of a set screw right here, and I'm guessing it's to put one over here versus here where the brake fitting is. But they had a set screw in there, and it was just Loctited in, and this side was leaking. Boy, they got glue everywhere, didn't they? But so I had to take it out, and I just put a screw in there with some red Loctite. Now it's good to go. And I also had to go back because the brakes weren't releasing. They would lock, but they wouldn't release. So what I found is the Jetronics brake valve, the low loss brake valve side port is not where you plug the air source up to. It's actually where the brake, the air comes out to go to the brake, and you plug the pressurized side in the front, which is completely different than any other air valve that I've ever used. But this guy is ready to go. It's well, I got to CG it and set it up and put all the batteries in, but essentially it's about you know, almost there. You know, another day's work on it, and it'll be ready for a maiden. So the plan is to get it flown. Probably won't be able to fly it before Kentucky Jets, but I'll get it flown at Kentucky Jets. So still trying to figure out the gyro thing with the battery backer, man. I actually sent 2 gyros, Cortex Pros, back to the US distributor with a battery backer to see if they can figure it out, because I've used this setup in other jets and the gyro just works fine. Like I've got a F-14, my F-14 has a battery backer with a Cortex Pro and a serial receiver, dual receiver setup, and it works just fine. So I don't know what's going on. So hopefully they can figure it out. If not, I will kind of come up with a new way of doing my installs. So, but yeah, so this is the fuselage. The main tank is sitting right here, which you can kind of see the little brackets that I've already kind of made. And you got that little slit right there. That's where those G10 pieces I glued on the tank will slide in. The carbon tubes go into this little piece here, and then it rests on the front on this. These little pieces I glued in, and then I gotta come up, make something to hold the front part of the carbon tubes. And then of course you can see the motor mounts right back there. I've already put the lights in. I did a little beefing up here before with some carbon and resin. This is a bottom strobe that I've already put in, and yeah. So the nose, I think, like I said, if you go back and look at the videos, it's kind of hard to see it, but I actually put a servo on the nose door versus the air cylinder, so it makes it a much nicer setup and everything. Just a standard servo, nothing crazy. Gear is air on this. It's just a bigger version of the other Viperjet that I had. I had one just like this, but like the 2.5 meter that met its demise due to a flame out. So next thing I'm going to work on, this video is I kind of went over 10 minutes. I need to go ahead and call this one, but I'm going to work on getting the motor out and getting the motor installed. So that'll be the next video that I get to. So you guys take it easy. I'm going to get this one uploading, and I got to get everything organized to put the motor in. That's kind of where I'll pick it back up. So you guys take it easy, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.